is a mess.
Yeah, just whenever you're ready. All right, just start with your name and your title.
I'm Arthur M. Reese, and I'm the technical director for North Carolina Central University. Underground interested me because as we watch movie after movie after movie and read book after book after book, so many, basically, not racist, but basically so many white heroes. And that's all we're given to see. And Underground attracted me because it is the tale of a heroic, totally heroic slave named Bali who breaks out, he escapes from his plantation, steals the slave master's mistress, and goes in search of his daughter and rescues her not once but twice from slavery. He had gotten her out one time. She went off to play with some other kids and ended up being sold to a pedophile, basically. Played really well by John Prince. He did an excellent job with that role. And we follow his journey. And he ends up, in the end, ultimate heroic act, having to sacrifice his own life so that his daughter might live. And the story is told from the perspective of Ruby's grandmother, who we discover later is Amalia. Okay, it was Harriet Tubman that helped her escape to the north via the Underground Railroad, hence Underground. And I had seen a production on video, and I thought it had a lot of potential. I thought Akil DuPont, the playwright, did a superb job of crafting it. A couple of friends of mine took a filmmaking class with him. Okay, and one of them Lisa Lawley, ended up stage managing his production that was just done last year in Atlanta. And she said, "This is a really good play." And I said, "Really?" Because I'm kind of a theater snob, I guess, I'll admit. I've been at National Black Theater Festival since its inception in 1989. And, I've seen amazing performers. And before that, I was at Negro Ensemble Company, and that was Sam Jackson and Denzel and Ruby and Santiago Hudson, and there are many names that I can't get to. So I've seen some brilliant, beautiful stuff. Okay, and I said, okay, show me a good play. So sure enough, she sent it, and I read it, and I immediately kind of fell into what it was trying to do. And I got in touch with Akil, and he was very pleasant. I mean, a lot of playwrights, some are reclusive, some are rather difficult to deal with. I mean, this is a guy I think he won an Emmy. You're talking to an Emmy winner, and he's like, "Oh man, I would be so happy for you to do the show." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Dude is very positive, right? You don't always get that. So collaborating with Akil has been a total pleasure. And he's very helpful. And, I'd call him up and I'd say, "I'm about to do something really weird to your play. Right in the middle of it, I'm going to do this." And he's, "Oh, that sounds interesting." So, he's open, right? Some people, when you're doing their work, Maya Angelou once threw a water bottle at me. She said, "Mr. Reese, that is not how I wrote that line." And the lights went off 3.2 seconds. Sip. Before the line was complete. "I would appreciate it if you would not disturb my work any further." And I went, "Yes, ma'am," and rubbed my head. But no, he's very open and very pleasant to work with. They will hand you the lit torch. Okay? You touch the torch to the floor and then head off stage where you will see And you do that until it stops. Straight. So Nadia will hand you the torch. About 3 times I wanted to cancel this play. I just wanted to say, nope, can't get it done, cannot get it done. And, oftentimes, especially toward the end, getting a show put up is a sprint, right? This one was a marathon, okay? But, yes, but I feel like what I saw made it somewhat worthwhile. But I haven't recovered. You should check with me again in 2 months and see how I feel about it. I know there's definite disappointment. People are telling me how good they think it is. And I think really I failed because, well, you see, you say that, but no, I didn't achieve what I was after. And on my terms, Artie Reese's terms, who does not fail, that's a fail. I think that possibly for whoever does Underground next, if they see a copy of what we did, see the DVD, they're like, oh, okay, now that was good, but it might be even better if. So maybe I'm just a step on that stairway to getting this show to where it could play. This show could play Broadway. I have no doubt. It could definitely do off-Broadway. Yeah. But no, I think with the right people and with some additions and some trimming and some work, this show could play Broadway. And it could run a long time. And it could be an important tool about shedding light on our history, on our true suffering, then and now. The suffering back then is just in another format now. We're still having to move underground to seek freedom and to seek equality and to seek the right to exist as human beings. So that's what I would hope that someone, and just watching, maybe looking at the images, hearing the story. The show has beautiful music. There are a lot of nice songs. That a person would take away a thought of, how could I correct this injustice? What could I as an individual do to right this wrong? How? And I think that an individual watching, I don't think you can watch it and not think. But there were a lot more items I wanted folk to think about that I wasn't able, I didn't have the time, didn't have the means to get in there. So, I'm hard on myself. I'm hard on my people, but I'm also, I don't expect anything from them that I don't expect from myself. Okay, so the whole beyond excellence, I'm still there. Okay, it's gotta be the best it can possibly be. Or don't touch it. Leave it alone. Let somebody else do it. This is the Eagle Tech Creed. You can post a shot of that if you want to. That's me right there. You never stop. You never stop. You find a way. And this time I didn't find a way to do all I should have done. So I have failed. But a show opened when we said it would. So in effect, I've at least provided that small part of it.